Hi, this is Don McAllister, and welcome to another edition of Screencasts Online for Mac. I'm recording this short intro on the same day as the Apple September event, so I've no clue as to what will be unveiled later today. To give me some time to assess the impact of the announcements and to prepare for future shows, I've asked Alison Sheridan to take over the reins for this week's Mac show and show us some of her favourite applications. So, over to Alison.
I love a Mac montage episode, or as Don now calls them, a bumper episode. So this time, I'm going to bring you two of my favorite applications that I use all the time. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. Drop Shadow is available from Del Sol Software. This application is designed to allow you to add drop shadows and borders to images to make them pop when you put them on the internet. Now, you can do this with very complex and expensive applications like Photoshop, but trust me, it's really, really hard. The nice thing about Drop Shadow is it does one thing and does it well. AppDelete is available from Reggie Ashworth. Now, for years, we got away with dragging applications right into the trash to delete them. But over time, what has been discovered is that applications leave behind cruft, plist, cache files, bill of materials files, boot caches, all kinds of little things get sprinkled across your operating system, and over time these files can fill up your machine and can cause future problems. AppDelete is designed to find all of these files, identify them for deletion, and allows you to delete them right from within the application. Drop Shadow is available from a company called Del Sol Software at delsolsoftware.com. Let's go ahead and tap on the Available in the Mac App Store. And you can see that it's $3.99 or £2.49 in the UK store, as Don would say. Let's go ahead and view it in the Mac App Store. I've already got it installed, but here you can see the price and a little bit more about the company. Now let's go ahead and pop this down because I've already installed Drop Shadow. You know my mantra, I like to start with a problem to be solved. I made a little HTML file here to demonstrate why you might want to use a tool like Drop Shadow. Let me just open that up in Safari. This is what an image looks like if you simply plop it onto a web page, say you upload it to Facebook or Flickr or any place like that. It's going to look just flat. You see that it's just has no dimensionality to it. After I use Drop Shadow, though, I can make my images look much more interesting. You can see I've added a small thin dark border. I've got kind of a matte frame here and a nice drop shadow. You can do a lot of different kinds of changes to your images using Drop Shadow. This is just an example that I thought would help illustrate how you might want to not have your images look flat, but have a little bit more character. Let's go ahead and pop that down. That's enough teasing. Let's go ahead and launch Drop Shadow. When you first open Drop Shadow, you'll notice that it's a very, very simple interface, and I think that's what I really like most about this tool. Like I said, there are much more complex tools you can use if you really want to go crazy with borders and drop shadows, but I find Drop Shadow to be the easiest tool to just get done what I need to get done. At the top, you'll notice it says Add Image, and I'm going to go ahead and do that because we want to start experimenting, and it's a little hard to see how these different features work until I get an image in. I can use this button, or I can drag an image into this central section and it'll automatically be added. Or if you prefer, you can start with your image, right-click on it, and use Open With to open with Drop Shadow. Let me bring an image over from the other screen. So I'm just going to use the drag and drop method because that's easiest. Let's just drag that onto the center point. And you can see it's immediately added a beautiful blurred drop shadow. This first section here is to control your shadow. You can set your X and Y offset, so it's at +8, -8, and that basically means it's over to the right and down. They indicate that with a nice little plus button right here that kind of shows you how it's set up. So let's see if I change that to a +8, and you can see it went up to the upper right, and the little plus is showing you the same thing. So if it's a little subtle, maybe you want to use that. I tend to like a bottom right drop shadow, so we'll put that back. We can also control the blur on that drop shadow. So we can, as we blur it out, you can see it's just gotten more blurry, and there down here it's a little more distinct. I have to be honest, I pretty much keep it set at the drop shadow defaults of my 8, -8, and then 8 again for the blur. You can also control this shadow color. If I tap on that, you get the standard controls. Let's say I wanted it to be a crazy magenta shadow. I can have that as an option. One of the things I discovered in experimenting with this is we do have the ability to reset shadow and borders, so you can have some fun with it and get back to where you started. So you can see I'm now at 8, -8, and 8 for the blur, and then the shadow color has gone back to that kind of muted gray.
To get the full version of this tutorial completely for free, as well as immediate access to over 500 other Apple-related tutorials, all you need to do is visit scofree.com to register for your 14-day no-obligation free trial Screencasts Online membership. So that's scofree.com to register for your 14-day free trial membership.